Hello, I'm back this time with Arcane Mage Weakauras. This set of Weakauras looks a little different to the fire ones, but the behavior is essentially the same. All of the icons that are talents are interchangeable, which means that when you select a new talent, it'll remove the old unused skill and replace it with the talent that you've selected. If the talent's passive, you can see on the right hand side there, these are passive talents. It'll be dimmer on the UI. That's just to let you know that you've got it, obviously, and so you don't go into a fight with the wrong talent. The three big icons in the middle are your major cooldowns: Evocation, Arcane Power, and Rune of Power, which, because that's a talented skill, it's interchangeable with Mirror Image and Incanter's Flow. If I change it to Incanter's Flow, you can see there that it changes. I'll just show you Incanter's Flow working as well because it's a bit different to some of the other ones. If I just into combat, you can see as Incanter's Flow counts up, the color of it changes. When it goes down, it goes back to red, just lets you know when to cast your big hard-hitting instant abilities. Now, going from the left, the smaller icons here are for, what's that one? That's Supernova, Charged Up, and Resonance. So you can see there when I change it, it changes the icon. The next one is Arcane Familiar, Presence of Mind, Words of Power. If I go to Words of Power, it's dimmed out because it's a passive ability. If I go to Arcane Familiar, it's grayed out until you actually cast the Familiar. So there you can see I've got my Familiar up, which colorizes the icon, just so you know when you've got it active or not. On the right hand side, we've got Overpowered, Quickening, and Arcane Orb. Now with quickening and also with erosion on this other one's erosion, unstable magic, and nether tempest. If I put it back to erosion, I'll show you these both working together because they work basically the same way. With quickening, it's a buff on yourself, so it just tracks that, and erosion is a debuff on your target. Now if I just start casting, you'll see what happens here. It shows you the stacks of what you've got. That's the quickening active on yourself, and that's the erosion at 8 stacks at the moment active on the target. What else have we got? You can also see down the bottom here the 3 bars. That's your Ice Floes. So it's similar to fire, different position, but works the same way. When I cast Ice Floes, you see one of them disappear, and you see the cooldown telling you how long till you've got another charge ready. You can see the frosty graphic behind telling you that that Ice Floes is active. When I deplete them all, you get the refill bar. It tells you when your next one's available too. Now, the ones at the top above the cooldowns here are just your arcane charges. So obviously the core thing for every arcane mage just shows you how many charges you've got. And the text above here, you can see it's going up and down when I'm casting. That's your mana percentage, so it just gives you a quick view as to how much mana you've got. Just makes it more efficient. What else do we have? You can probably see on the left hand side here the little buffs and procs coming up on the screen. This is a separate Weakaura that I've also made available on Wago. This contains all of the current important buffs as large icons that are easy to see. It also has the procs, things like procs and weapon procs and what do you call, like potions, things like that. The links to that extra part of the Weakaura is in the description below. I've also moved these back to their original position. I did on the fire one have it just above the HUD, pretty close to it, but it got a little bit busy when everything was active, so I've put it back over to the left and up a bit. So you can see here if I cast Arcane Power, you can see the trinket there, you can see the Arcane tier buff, and you can also see a weapon proc there. If I had a potion, you can see that too. The other icon that you might notice down the bottom there is just the legendary ring cooldown. This is just temporary as it's going to become obsolete in Legion. I didn't really know where to put it as part of the layout at the moment, and I didn't really try too hard with it, but it's just there to indicate to you that it's ready. I'll remove that when it becomes obsolete in Legion. I'll also be updating the Weakauras with any Legion specific things like the artifact weapon and tier sets when they come around. I haven't really had a chance to do it in the beta or anything yet, so I'll do that when I get the weapons at max level and stuff in Legion, and I'll keep the Weakauras updated. And for any changes I make, I'll be updating them on the Wago website. The link's below in the description. I also haven't had a lot of time playing Arcane, so there may be changes to the layout as some skills become more or less important. We'll see how we go. And like last time, I hope you found this useful.